going to happen or anything like that. So I just this morning was made aware that I was going to be starting, and saw Sam shortly after. He made it very clear that anything I needed in support or in terms of that aspect, he was going to be there, and that just shows what kind of team guy he is. Honestly, just an unfortunate circumstance that we're both here in the same year fighting for a job, but that's the kind of guy he is. He said whatever you need in support, he's just trying to win games, and that's the mentality we've had the whole time. So I truly appreciate that, and he's a great guy.
Let's not forget, Sam Darnold, before McCaffrey got hurt, was having a nice season. So, key.
For 4 games.
For sure. But there's a big thing. McCaffrey's healthy. Boy, that looks good. McCaffrey's not healthy. Suddenly, the offense doesn't look the same. But, Key, what is Baker now? Like, with McCaffrey ready to go, are you expecting them to be successful?
I don't know if they'll be successful. I think they'll possibly be on the same trajectory as they were at the beginning of the season last year. McCaffrey's a big part of what they do offensively. Baker came in, he did what he was supposed to do, which is win the job, not be handed the job, and I think that is the key component in all of this. You look to see where it's at. I think both of these quarterbacks, whichever one was going to be the starter, was going to be on thin ice anyway. The coach right now, seat, has flames on it that it's just so ridiculous that he'll burn like in 2 seconds if he sit down. And that's where it's at with him. He had to make the right choice for them right now before he can move on to the second guy if it's not working out, because he doesn't have another quarterback in him. I mean, he'll be fired if they don't make the playoffs or make major improvements this year.
Will you see the stats, Jay? Baker and Darnold through their careers, and Baker's been in better situations than Darnold for sure. And yet, Baker is putting up numbers that say, I am a mid-level starting NFL quarterback. And Darnold is putting up numbers that says, I'm a backup.
Here's an observation for you guys. Let's run back that sound and listen to Baker Mayfield again. Go ahead, run it back, Yates.
Obviously, Sam and I knew this day was going to eventually come, but we weren't counting down the days. We didn't know when it was going to happen or anything like that. So I just this morning was made aware that I was going to be starting, and saw Sam shortly after. He made it very clear that anything I needed in support or in terms of that aspect, he was going to be there.
Okay, all right. You know what that sounds to me? That sounds to me like somebody who had a slice of humble pie. That sounds to me like a pro's pro. Somebody is going to start saying the right things and understand what he needs to do. And also, Key, that says to me, this is somebody, and after hearing Matt Rule speak about him, somebody that is actually winning the locker room over. Think about this for a second. He comes in mid-July, okay? Sam Darnold has been there with Ben McAdoo and actually has been growing within that offense. For him to come in, and Matt Rule talked about, hey, we want to see him master the offense, situational football and moving the football and getting people involved. Think about what you have to over-accomplish in order to win this locker room. Guys like Robbie Anderson saying stuff about you, even though he retracts it, right? But, Key, when you're doing all those things and you're mastering the offense, you're showing up early, you're doing all the things that kind of get you back to your roots about being the underdog. To me, like, he's showing that he's the leader of this team. Like, he's making that mark to be the leader of this team.
One thing that in the NFL coaches and people like to say is that you've got to learn a system. Well, if you're smart, you're going to learn the system in no time. That's just the reality of it. If you smart, you'll pick up the system in a heartbeat.
Not everyone's
and won't
smart.
have any problems.
Not
at all.
Smart though, Key.
But the thing is as I've always said, when you're a quarterback, you are smart. Okay.
I know there's no position in sports that requires as much study basically as quarterback.
It's easy to pick up a system though when like I said, when you're smart, you can walk in there, you can pick up the system.
Yeah.
Now you can play fast. You don't have to be thinking. And the one thing that always scared me for Sam was the fact that Baker Mayfield has what NFL players kind of like. They gravitate toward, which is a personality that, shows people, oh, he's kind of with us. He got some swag. Sam is just, Sam. He's just a guy who gets underneath the center and tries to do his job, where Baker adds a little bit of extra sauce on top of it, and players gravitate toward that. So when coaches see when a guy gets in the huddle and he gets on his knee and he barks out the play and then he snaps and the players run out and the there's a certain pop to the step, it gives you an advantage.
Key, and you can see that about Sam. I mean, even meeting him a couple of times, and I'm not drawing this huge, I'm extracting this narrative from him, but it's just that quiet, that style, that demeanor, where it seems, I'm not saying it is, I don't know him well enough, but it seems like it can be passive. And when you go through difficult times within any game, when you have that kind of mentality, when you can't get out of your own shell, it can make people question you, not want to really believe in you.
Baker also reads defenses better to me, gets the ball out quicker. And like if he had Sam Darnold's physical attributes in terms of size and speed, he'd be he's an average quarterback without that stuff. If he had it, he'd be a star, but he doesn't. So he's undersized, and so he is what he is. But Darnold has not shown that he's a starter in the league yet.
Well, so much of the quarterback position is, can you take the bull by the horns? And I don't care if it's certain quarterbacks that have had major Hall of Fame success or guys that are just trying to figure out how to get the next paycheck. The good one's going to take the bull by the horn. And the rest of the team is going to rally around them and gravitate toward that. If you think about the quarterbacks that have been successful in this league, they all had a certain, something about that.
They walk in a room, you can
tell. The ones that have been passive have been on the move a lot.
Yeah.
They've been just, on the move.
You heard Cameron Brate talk about not having Tom Brady, at training camp for the last 9 days.
Yep.
Like guys getting cursed out, the way he engages people. You missed that on the field.
So listen to this, guys. According to reports, the Grizzlies are interested in trading for Kevin Durant.
What?
So, Jay, coming up, we need to know, should Memphis go all in for KD? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
Kevin Durant had influence in hiring Steve Nash.
On your night last night when you knew you had to come into work and my team beat your team?
It ruined my morning when I woke up and I saw the final score.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what it did.
What's going on, Key? How's
Key,
LA?
I'm telling you, Key, you have to tonight go on Netflix, Max, you too, and watch this Manti Te'o story. You have to. It will blow your mind. I know. I'm just trying to tell you. It's going to blow
How are you?
your mind.
What if I just pretended to do it?
Hey, Max.
That was
he
a
didn't
joke.
pretend. That's my
That was
thing.
a
You're
joke.
going to feel bad about making a joke after
Yeah.
you watch this.
I got you.
No, I'm
He
not
didn't
going to feel
pretend.
bad. I'm not going to feel bad. Not at all.
I mean, Key, it's just based upon where he's
No,
from
I get
and
it.
how
Yeah,
he went
Manti
about it, the
Te'o,
relationship.
for people who forgot, he's the one. He's the football player, the reason that people know the term catfishing.
Yes.
Because someone online
Don't
pretended
laugh, Key, man. It
like he
just-
thought he was in a relationship with someone who didn't exist because they were
No. They existed.
well, right, but not
They
the
existed.
person that
It was
they
not the
claimed
person.
it was.
It was not
right.
Lene. How about
No,
that?
I understand, Jay. But
Yeah, I know.
you got to remember, I was covering football at this time on Countdown, so
Oh, so y'all had to talk about it.
we had to talk about it a lot. You feel a certain type of way, but come on, man. I get it. I understand it.
I need to see you, Key. You need to come out here. You know what I mean? Like I can't just long-term texting Facebook stuff, but I get it. But
I
damn.
don't have Facebook.
I know you
Do
do.
I?
I'm just. Do
Oh,
you?
I don't know.
Do I? Why are you asking me?
I don't know. Maybe I got it a long time ago, and I couldn't tell you the passcodes or anything.
Yeah, me neither.
MySpace.
Someone told me to get MySpace. I was on back in the day, but like when Facebook came out, I think I have a Facebook page that someone told me because I need it professionally, and I've never been on it.
I just want to say one thing in closing here.
Don't
Jay,
stop.
you're Max. After
Leave him alone.
I
Just
did,
leave-
I was just about to
know,
say
just
after
leave it alone.
after about 2 days,